Hello, good morning. My name is Ciro Eduardo Sanchez, and today I'm going to explain, as the role of professor, how was developed the literature works in the period of Old English, which was developed between the 5th and 9th century. So, to start, I would like to talk a little bit about the context which described this first period, and I can tell you that the ethnics that took a really important role in this period were the Celts, which was who was the native people, and the Roman Empire, which developed the different religious and biblical spreading of information. So, in the second step of this linguistic procedure or history fact, we can find three different groups of people or ethnics. The first one, the Anglo people, which came from Germany and arrived to the Britain Island as Saxon people, which mostly came from France, and the Just, who came from Denmark and Germany. Those ethnics played a really important role because they were the creators of the language that we call nowadays English. So, when we talk about Celts, we talk about a mode of think totally different to the German or the European migrants, because they were living in a society perspective. So it was most important the society group than the individual beneath. So if we talk about the different literature works, we can find in a sort of works that were placed in an only one tale called the Canterbury Tales. This one, the Chaucer, the Knight's Tale, which is composed by 1056 lines, were composed by an unknown author, but it takes the context of the migration, these old fights, and the Middle Age histories that can appreciate the way people in this age was thinking about. For example, the form and the shape of Venus. In this period, people was really attached by the astral observation. So in this composition we can find how they could appreciate all these descriptions of the universe, in this case the Venus planet. The second is the Exilium and Conquestio Britanniae. So when we talk about this written on this work, those are all the histories that different people or different societies from this age can tell us how it was developed to the different perspective from the history of those islands, how the different societies came and how they transformed the reality, how they get involved, they fought, they killed, they try to win different aspects that before belonged to the Celts people. So when we talk about this linguistic or literature transformation, we are going to take into account three different steps that were produced or developed in different times. Yes, it was a subsequently process. The first one was the Roman evangelism, the island connections by the religions and biblical knowledge or message. The language that was used by Roman Empire was obviously Latin. So between those written works, we can find a lot of Latin text. Also, there is a really important fact for the English language, and it is that in the Mercia Kingdom was developed the first basic dialect. Yes, the first words that were created in order to express all those ideas that people had in mind but couldn't express by a written or composed language. So in this kingdom, in the Mercia Kingdom, was produced the first dialectic, the basic dialectic that nowadays we use to express our ideas in English language. But it was only the first part, because as I said before, this is a subsequent process. The second step was the Wetset Kingdom, in which we can talk about the first time that it was thought a national language or a national linguistic union in this part of the world. As you can say, Mercia is in the middle of the island, and the south belongs to Wessex. We can find another important aspect, and that was that the written works started to singing the authors. We started knowing who wrote the message, or who was the creator of these written compositions. For example, we have this written example which talk about a warrior who was really important for this Roman colonization, and it was a hero who was fighting for the different people in this age. And this is a written composition who contains 3,180 concepts that nowadays belongs to the basic dialect of the English idiom or English language. So we arrive to the two questions that I going to try to answer as a professor role of Old English age. The first one is, how was the name England originated, and why was that? So the name England comes to the England, which means land of angels. So, but why angels? So I can tell you that one German tribe, which was called angels, they arrived to these lands and they control a huge part of this territory. So the name of England comes from this sense, from this society which arrived in this age to the lands of what we call nowadays England. Okay, Angels Land. And to finish, the question number 4. What was the name of the first English poem, and what was the theme? So, the name of this first written production of our English language is Caedmon's Hymn. So, it refers to the song, it could be a song or a message that is directly related with God. We talk about the creator of creators, the creator of God. So this written is going to be really related to the religious aspect of the Celtic people. Okay, so it was my role as a profession about the Old English age. So thank you so much.